U.S. Navy has carried out an unglamorous but key test. The service recently showcased new methods and technologies for resupplying vertical launch systems, VLS at sea, during a Pentagon-led command and control exercise, part of ongoing efforts to develop dedicated At-Sea VLS reloading capabilities. This comes amid growing concerns over missile capacity in the surface fleet, particularly in the Indo-Pacific regions. As part of large-scale exercise 2025, the Arleigh Burke-class destroyer USS Farragut DDG-99 conducted a missile reload operation off Norfolk Naval Base, receiving munitions for its forward and aft Mark 41 VLS from the Ready Reserve crane ship SS Gopher State T-ACS-4. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why At-Sea VLS reloading is crucial for the U.S. Navy. Before we proceed, a word on NordVPN, which is one of the most trusted and fastest VPN brand that has a no-log policy validated by Deloitte. NordVPN provides a 256-bit encrypted tunnel that protects your privacy and also enables you to access contents that are blocked based on geolocation. Its threat protection system helps you avoid phishing, scams, and malware. NordVPN application is available for all the major platforms as well as browsers. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal with massive saving by going to nordvpn.com/defense or clicking the link in the description. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Mark 41 VLS is a key asset of American warships. The cells can be used to deploy a variety of different kinds of weapons, like ESSM, or Evolved Sea Sparrow missile for air defense, Tomahawk cruise missile, VL ASROC for anti-submarine warfare, as well as standard series air defense missiles like SM-2, SM-3. So these cells accommodate both offensive and defensive weapons. The American Ticonderoga class has 122, whereas Arleigh Burke-class has 96 of these cells. At present, warships must undergo a time-consuming pier-side reloading process to replenish their missile batteries. Loading a single vertical launch cell can take up to, or even more than, 30 minutes per missile. In most cases, the ship must return to port or find a safe, sheltered harbor to carry out the operation. For example, in the Pacific Theater, the U.S. Navy warship may have to sail to Guam, or even Yokosuka, or Hawaii, or maybe Australia. This means that ships will be out of the fight for days or weeks, with time lost to transit, but also with the added potential enemy threats from air or surface. Since 2022, former Secretary of the Navy Carlos Del Toro has emphasized the importance and advantages of developing at-sea VLS reloading capabilities. His advocacy and the Navy's development efforts led to a key demonstration last fall, showcasing the transferable reloading arm mechanism (TRAM) aboard the Ticonderoga-class cruiser USS Chosin CG-65. Del Toro described the reloading capability as game-changing for the fleet's surface combatants. In Norfolk, personnel from the Navy Expeditionary Logistics Support Group and Navy Cargo Handling Battalion 1 conducted the VLS reloading demonstration. Two different methods were employed. The forward VLS bank was replenished using a traditional crane setup, while the aft bank utilized a new frame-style reloader. For the aft reload, a frame was mounted over the Mark 41 cells, enabling a separate mechanism carrying two missile canisters from the Gopher State to position and lower them into place. The operation was made possible by the heavy lift cranes on board the Ready Reserve ship. Compared to last year's TRAM demonstration, the recent test featured an improved reload rate of 2 missiles, potentially accelerating the Navy's ability to rearm surface combatants at sea. While the final configuration from large-scale exercise 2025 has not been confirmed, the system closely resembles elements of Leidos Speed Reloader, which was unveiled at Surface Navy Association 2025. That system preloads missile canisters into a frame, allowing heavy-lift cranes to rapidly transfer and insert them into a warship's VLS. Speed Reloader essentially utilizes the frame to drop multiple new canisters and remove used canisters within the same period. The ability to conduct safe and efficient vertical missile rearm at sea is a critical warfighting enabler, stated Lieutenant Commander John Sefcik, a weapons officer aboard Farragut, in a U.S. Navy release on the VLS reloading at-sea evolution. Sefcock also stressed how these efforts increase the fleet's lethality and operational reach. Rear Admiral Charles Kirol, commander of the Navy Expeditionary Logistics Support Group, in the release said, "Rearming warships at sea is a capability that adds significant complexity for those who choose to challenge us in conflict. Naval SG has been at the center of developing our Navy's rearming options, from routine pierside operations to expeditionary, non-permissive environments, and now at sea globally. Naval SG's commitment to the evolution of the Navy's rearming capabilities, flexibility, and proficiency is unwavering, and I look forward to where we go from here." The U.S. Navy had previously explored the development of At-Sea VLS reloading capabilities, but those efforts were discontinued after the Cold War due to the absence of a near-peer threat and the operational risks associated with conducting reloads in moderate sea conditions. However, in recent years, the Navy has revisited the concept in light of renewed great power competition and evolving strategic challenges in the North Atlantic, Middle East, and Indo-Pacific regions. At-Sea reloading would allow the U.S. Navy to maintain a higher operational tempo, keeping ships deployed forward and reducing downtime. This is especially vital in a dynamic, large-scale conflict where control of sea lanes, choke points, and critical regions like the South China Sea or Taiwan Strait may shift rapidly. Being able to reload quickly and remotely allows the fleet to adapt and sustain pressure. Also, if the U.S. Navy can reload missile cells during operations, it effectively increases the number of available missile shots without needing to increase the number of deployed ships. This capability not only extends the fleet's endurance, but also adds a layer of unpredictability. An adversary may assume a ship is low on munitions, only to be surprised by its continued ability to engage. A congressional subcommittee had raised concerns that the U.S. Navy is not progressing quickly enough in developing more effective methods to deliver munitions to its ships while at sea. According to Navy data, $3.9 million in research development, test and evaluation funding was allocated in fiscal year 2023 for the modular tram system. An additional $12.4 million was earmarked for fiscal year 2024. However, it remains unclear whether any funding has been requested for fiscal year 2025. It will be interesting to see if the U.S. Navy approves a standard procedure and equipment set to carry out reloading of VLS cells at sea.